Hello, English learners! Today, we are going to learn about the phrasal verb to take up. This is a very common expression in English, and it has several meanings. Let's look at each one step by step with easy examples so you can start using to take up in your everyday conversations. First, let's understand what a phrasal verb is. A phrasal verb is a verb that is combined with another word, usually a preposition or an adverb, to create a new meaning. For example, take is a verb and up is a preposition. When we put them together, take up, the meaning changes. The first and most common meaning of to take up is to start doing a new activity, hobby, or sport. When you take up something, you begin to do it regularly for the first time. For example, if you start learning to play the guitar, you can say, I have taken up the guitar. If you join a yoga class, you can say, I have taken up yoga. Here are some more examples. I want to take up painting. This means you want to start painting as a new hobby. My brother took up cooking last year. This means your brother started cooking as a new activity last year. She is going to take up tennis this summer. This means she plans to start playing tennis during the summer. Now, let's look at the second meaning of to take up. It can also mean to occupy space, time, or attention. For example, if something fills or uses a certain amount of space or time, you can say it takes up that space or time. Let's see some examples. The sofa takes up too much space in the living room. This means the sofa uses a lot of space. Homework takes up most of my evening. This means you spend most of your evening doing homework. Watching TV takes up a lot of my free time. This means that watching TV uses much of your free time. So remember, to take up can mean to start a new activity, or it can mean to use space or time. Let's practice some sentences together. Listen and repeat after each example. I want to take up swimming. My friend took up painting during the holidays. This big table takes up too much space in the kitchen. Studying for exams takes up all my weekends. Good job! Now, let's look at some questions you can ask using to take up. What new hobby do you want to take up? How much space does your bed take up in your room? What activity takes up most of your time? Try answering these questions yourself. For example, you can say, I want to take up dancing, or my bed takes up a lot of space, or school takes up most of my time. There is another less common meaning of to take up. Sometimes it can mean to accept an offer or a challenge. For example, he took up the manager's offer to work in a new city. This means he accepted the offer. She took up the challenge to run a marathon. This means she accepted the challenge. Let's review the three main uses of to take up. 1. To start a new activity or hobby. I took up jogging last month. 2. To occupy space or time. The books take up too much space on my desk. 3. To accept an offer or challenge. He took up the invitation to speak at the event. Now, let's practice with a short story to help you remember. Anna was feeling bored at home, so she decided to take up a new hobby. She chose painting because she always liked colors. Soon, her paintings took up a lot of space in her bedroom. One day, her friend invited her to join an art contest. Anna was nervous, but she took up the challenge. She painted a beautiful picture and won a prize. Anna was glad she took up painting. Let's check your understanding with a short quiz. Listen to each question and think about the answer. 1. If you start learning to play the piano, what can you say? You can say, I took up the piano. 2. If your bed fills most of your room, what can you say? You can say, my bed takes up most of my room. 3. If you accept an invitation to a party, what can you say? You can say, I took up the invitation. Excellent! You are learning quickly. Now here are some tips to help you remember how to use to take up. When you want to talk about starting something new, think take up. When something uses a lot of space or time, think take up. When you accept an offer or challenge, think, take up. Let's finish with a few more simple sentences for you to practice. I want to take up reading. My computer takes up too much space on my desk. She took up the offer to travel abroad. Taking up a new sport is exciting. The new sofa takes up almost the whole room. Remember, practice makes perfect. Try to use to take up in your conversations this week. Start with simple sentences like, I want to take up a new hobby, or my homework takes up a lot of my time. The more you use it, the easier it will become. Thank you for learning with me today. Now you know that to take up can mean to start something new, to occupy space or time, or to accept an offer or challenge. Keep practicing, and soon you will use to take up like a native speaker. Good luck with your English learning journey.